Hey guys, welcome back. It's your favorite Gimp with Limp. I got a quick one for you today. This is just going over some specifics so you understand what the deal is when it comes to the starter kits, to the upgrade kits that are now available for Nations at War. I've been talking back and forth with Lock and Load, and I'm basically doing this video just to help clarify everything to make sure you guys understand exactly what's what. All right, first thing I want to touch on real quick is the starter kits. Here are some examples of them. You know, you've got your World at War 85 starter kit, your Lock and Load Tactical starter kit, Nations at War starter kit. Now, the thing is, when it comes to the starter kits, is that you can order these from the website, but they're available for free if you want to kind of print your own as well. Now, the new ones do not have the rules included on them. Used to be that when you ordered the starter kit, say, it would have an abbreviated version of the rules included with a map and some counters to kind of get you started out. Well, since they have all the rules now available online in PDF form and audio form, multiple different ways that you can access the rules, they're not including them in the starter kits anymore. But the thing of it is since they're doing that, you technically don't even have to buy the starter kit if you don't want to, because all of this is available online. Let me pull it out and I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Come on, pull out for me. The counter's kind of stuck in there. The counter sheet. Let's see if I can get her out. Oh, and I'm poking them out. Of course I am. All right, so like in the PDF version of the World at War 85 rules is this counter sheet. Okay, so you can effectively play the game if you want to print and play out your own version, print them out, upgrade or create your own counters, rather, you're good to go. So you don't have to order any kits that you don't want to. I think it's kind of neat that they offer that option for people who are interested in trying it out but are not entirely sure, and if they don't want to spend money on a starter kit, they don't have to. You do have the option. Or if you're like me and you like having excess stuff and you like having the actual counters in your hand, you want to have a map, you want to have all that other good stuff, you can order the starter kit itself and you'll be good to go. And like I said, they've got that for World War 85, Lock and Load Tactical, and the Nations at War series. And again, these are just like a taste. You see, it only gives you a small little bit to kind of try the game out. A few infantry, a few vehicles, the markers that you need, all that type stuff, but it's just one single sheet to go off of. Okay, so what I have laid out in front of you here is the Nations at War stuff. The White Star Rising, the Desert Heat, and the Stalin's Triumph. Remember, this is kind of like World at War 85, but set in World War II. Okay, so there's multiple different versions of the game as it's been updated over time. There was the original of these, or actually, should I say these two. I don't think there's a first edition of Stalin's Triumph. These two were released originally, and then the company was bought out, and the new people released Stalin's Triumph on their own, and then the second edition of the game. Now, there is an upgrade kit available now for these three games, and that's what I've got kind of laid out in front of you. So when I'm saying upgrade kit, I'm talking about, oops, sorry, bumping the camera. This basic just here, okay? So it's the scenario booklet, the cards, a small sheet of counters, and then there's, I think, a player aid as well in here. That is all part of the upgrade kit itself. So you've got some different options when it comes to how you want to handle the upgrade kit. You can just ignore it altogether. You don't have to worry about it if you don't want to. Or, similar to how the starter kits work, there are some free options. You can access this stuff in PDF form online on their website, so you don't have to buy the materials that you don't want to. You can print it off, like just like what they do with all their other games. All their rules and stuff are located online, so you can just download those items. And these, which are the replacement counter sheets, are available online as well. So if you want to, you can download them and just print them off yourself if you're okay with doing that. Some people like to do that, some don't. I'm one of those that don't. I prefer to have the highest grade component. I'm kind of a prima donna in that way. I want to have the best of the best, and my homemade crap is definitely not anywhere near what they can produce. Now the thing is you don't have to upgrade everything. So let's say you're okay with just getting the manual and the scenario booklet and stuff like that online, but you actually want the counters themselves. You can order just the counters, and I think they're basically just selling these at like what it's going to cost them to get them to you. I've got an image on screen that I captured from their website, and it shows you, it says like 50 cents, but then it's basically like $2. So what you've got to understand is when you're ordering it, it's basically $2 for whatever counter sheet. So the first counter sheet that you order is going to be $2.50, and then it's $2 for each additional one. So I think, what would that be? It's something like $6.50 if you want to order all three of these. So there's this one for the White Star Rising, this one for the Desert Heat, and then this one for Stalin's Triumph. Something that you need to notice, though, I'm sorry, keep bumping my camera. Something that you need to notice, though, on the replacement counter sheets here is they do have new units on them, okay? These are units that were not originally in the games, and each one of these have it. You can tell they have it. Let's zoom in here. Down there it says new, and then it encapsulates the units that are new. So like here we've got Matildas and Martyrs and Crusaders. Here we've got a Jumbo Sherman and a Hetzer. Ooh, I love Hetzers. And what do we have in Stalin's Triumph? We have Grants. All right, Grants suck. I never liked the Grants. And then, so we got 3 Grants and 3 Shermans. Thing of it is of course with these being new counters, the original scenario booklets don't have scenarios that use those counters, but there is a new scenario available, again, online or in the updated manuals. So if you buy the upgrade kit itself, which again is these items, then that's already going to have the new scenario in it. You'll get your cards, you'll get your counter sheet, you'll get all that other good stuff all in one go. If you download it and just order the counters, then the new scenario will be in the stuff that you download. Or if you just download everything, you can go that route as well. So you have options on whichever way you want to handle it. Plus, if you don't have these games and you're interested in purchasing them now, then all this stuff is going to be in it. So these are new copies of the games, and this is exactly what you're going to get in them. Like, I literally just took the shrink wrap off of these and pulled out those components so I could show them to you. So all the stuff that is being sold now has all the new components, everything in it, your cards, everything's good to go. Basically, they're trying to streamline this and make it as easy as possible for everyone to have any option that they want to go with. So if they don't want to spend any money, but they want to have access to some of the new stuff, they do have options. If they just want the new counters, they've got options. If they want to just order everything that's new that they need because they already have the second edition, you do have that option as well. Now, from the way I understand it, though, the first editions of these games, which again should be White Star and Desert Heat, I don't believe there is a first edition for Stalin's Triumph, shouldn't have, you shouldn't order the upgrade kit if you have that. I mean, you can, but there are a lot of differences between the first editions of these games when it was being run by different people versus the people that are running it now. So it would be nowhere near as compatible if you have that first edition. Just FYI, so you guys know that, yeah, it probably isn't going to work as well. Much different components. The stats were a lot different on the counters, things like that. So something to be aware of. You can, but you are going to have to deal with those differences. And just while I got you guys, for those who haven't seen it, when it comes to these cards, I went ahead and opened one of the packs. Remember, when it's Nations at War originally operated off of a chip pull, and it still does. They still come with these in counter form. So you can go either way that you want to. The way World at War 85 works, where they operate solely off the cards. This gives you the option. You can kind of go either way. So you see it's got the same thing. The Chaos cards, the Fate cards, in turn, your designated formations, and then all your different formation cards for when you're actually playing the game. So if you want to play it with the cards, this is how it's going to work. But again, the counters are there if you want to go that route. So it's kind of like whatever works for you. I like using the cards. I like using the counters too. I don't know. I love World at War 85 so much that I've kind of grown accustomed to that. And I kind of play along. Anything that works with World at War 85 is like right up my alley. But that's the deal. That's the gist of what's going on with the cards. There are a couple of, let me grab them here, extra cards. And these are like freebie cards that they were doing some experimental experimental stuff with the formations. The one thing is the backs of the cards were reversed from what they were supposed to be, but these aren't technically part of the upgrade kit themselves. They were just thrown in as something that they were working on that they thought people might like. So these will be included, but remember, these are kind of like an experimental thing that they were doing. So that's the gist. That's how all this is working when it comes to the upgrade kits. The new games themselves have all this if you're just going that route, the whole thing, or if you're downloading the components. If you have any questions or concerns about how all this is working, feel free to put them down in the comments. I know LNL watches my videos, so they'll see them or I'll see them, and I'll help work out whatever questions or issues you guys might have. All right, hope this cleared things up for you guys. Y'all take care. I'll catch you in the next one.